You made it. Here. Finally. Checked out of office to check into the sweet views of that place you've always wanted to go. You know the one. It's nice. Even the kids like it.
This place is so cool.
And they never like it.
Mom, can we go to the pool?
Look at that. Not even asking for the Wi-Fi. When you're with Amex, it's not if it's going to happen, but when. American Express. Don't live life without it.
Target has Laundry Day covered because they offer a great selection of concentrated Tide Pods to help with all your laundry needs. Tide Pods clean, freshen, and help rejuvenate your clothes with odor fighters and stain removers. Did you know Tide Pods clean better than the leading liquid bargain detergent? Tide Pods are powerful enough to make your whites white and your brights bright, even in cold water. Just toss in 1 Tide Pod for small loads, 2 for medium, 3 for large. It's that easy. For great value and convenient pickup options, get Tide Pods today at Target.
Welcome in, folks, and hello to you all. Oops. Uh-oh. We gotta bash the Zenith. That's, it's been a while. It's been a while. So, oh, it's still fucked. Okay. That's ridiculous. What a way to start. I said like 3 words, and then it was all just dumb. It's, I guess, a lot of people love that. They love the idea of smashing a piece of equipment to get it to work. It's 1974 all over again. That just popped into my brain. Me saying that, this popped into my brain. I am a sucker for big, long, you're going to think I'm going to say penis, cars. As you know, I've talked about the 1974 Pontiac Catalina that I had growing up when I was a kid. My first car. My first car was actually a 2-door with one of the quarter panels smashed. And then I upgraded to a 4-door. Now, this was 1985. I cannot believe that in 1986, or maybe 87, when I got my first Catalina. So the car was only 13 years old then. Because it was the 74. But it seemed like it was 50 years old. God, that sun is just burning right in on my face. Look at that. That's ridiculous. Despite that, it was awesome. I just loved it, the enormity. The first one a 2-door, and then a second one a 4-door, and then this gigantic boat. I see Stephen Hyde is enjoying this. Probably gonna do an estimate today for someone for $400,000 for a piece of trim. I'm just kidding. So, because of that, I've always loved these gigantic vehicles. Now they're that's not exactly something you want now. They're such pigs. Okay, it was a 400 cubic inch motor on that on those Catalinas, and then I shortly thereafter I went to college, and then when I got out of college, I needed a car. Did I buy an economical car? No, I bought a 1977 Chrysler New Yorker. I think the motor in that was a 440 4-barrel. I mean, this thing was an absolute slob. And I bought it at the time during the first invasion or war with Iraq, when Iraq invaded Kuwait and gas prices skyrocketed to over $2 a gallon. Here we are at $5 a gallon. I did that. So then there was the time when I think it was probably 2008 when I saw a car very similar to the Catalina. And it was a Bonneville, a 73 or a 72 Bonneville. And I pulled off the road, got the phone number, and immediately called the guy. And right then I said, I want the car. Don't you want to test drive? I said, doesn't matter. So I bought it, and I was going to be like, okay, I'm going to restore it. Now, I've never done anything in my life when it comes to restoring a car. Not a thing. I don't know anything about anything. Yet, here I am. I'm going to restore a vehicle. It basically rotted in my driveway for 1 year, and then I donated the car. I think I donated it to someone who actually used it in one of the local demolition derbies. Driving down Baldwin the other day, someone is selling. Not a Catalina, not a New Yorker, which, by the way, New Yorker is a very expensive car back then. They're selling a 1977 Lincoln Continental Town Car Mark IV. This thing is a beauty, too. It is in remarkable shape. Lincoln Continental Town. Wait a minute. Mark IV. Or Mark V or Mark IV? I think it's a Mark IV. Oh, this thing is absolutely fantastic. It looks just like what I'm about to show you right now. The big picture where it says Gateway Classic Cars. That's the car. Look at that beast. Oh, man. Instantly, I was in love. I was like, I have got to see this car. All right, this company's selling one. Okay, Mark V. I thought it was Mark IV. Oh, my gosh. Now, this one that they're selling is super clean, but the one that I saw on the side of the road was absolutely super clean. Look at that. Ah. I get a big car boner just seeing it. I mean, that's like the type of car where, you could put Billy Bats in the trunk and just pop open the lid and stab him because he's still alive. Wow. Leather. Oh, moonroof. Look at that interior. It's even got cruise control and a cassette player. Look at that trunk. Full-size spare tire. All right, that's enough of that. That's enough of my big car boner. Let me just tell you that I actually pulled over, looked at it, clean as hell, pretty on par with the one we just saw. Maybe not as shiny. It's parked on someone's front lawn, and it's a shithole house. And it says on the side of it, owner of this car does not live here. And I'm like, well, no, I don't think so. I mean, this is too fine of a vehicle to be parked in front of some dumpster fire shithole house. $14,100. I wonder how much a 1977 Cadillac cost in 1977. Or not Cadillac, Lincoln Town Car. 1977 Lincoln Continental cost 1977. Originally, this vehicle in 1977 cost $9,636. Oh, God. Actually, I take it back. Base price of $11,396. The Lincoln Continental Mark V was only the fourth most expensive American brand available in 1977. The Brits used the term yank tank to describe the cars produced by American auto builders. So after I saw the vehicle, I was like, oh, man, I want this car, but that's not a good idea. That wouldn't even fit in my garage. And I can't afford it. I'm trying to pay for a wedding. I'm trying to pay for college, maybe in 10 years. Okay? But after seeing that, I got to thinking, looking at the progression of that vehicle, the Lincoln Continental, and I just picked a booger out of my eye and flicked it. You may have seen that. Terry is begging for a subscription, I guess. Terry says, fuck these ads. Someone buy me a subscription, you cheap bastards. By the way, Terry, I forgot to mention this. Terry has donated, Terry and his lovely better half have donated $70 for 2 paintball scholarships. So 2 people are getting scholarships to paintball. So if you want to play paintball for free, reach out to me, Eric at ericzaneshow.com for Sunday's paintball event. 2, count them, 2 of you will play for free. And I'll do it in a drawing style. Thank you, Terry and Beth. You're very sweet, very kind. So, all right, yeah, Terry's begging for a subscription, but he has also donated money out of his own pocket. That is very kind. So I was looking at the Lincoln Continental, and as the years went on, 77, 78, 79, the downsizing and the shittiness of it was just, oh, God, American cars in the 80s, just shit. Terrible. The 77, right about there, that's when they started to go downhill shortly thereafter. Kenny adds, how do you donate paintball money but don't subscribe to Twitch? Well, he's thinking of others, Kenny. That's what he's doing. You know? He's putting himself before other people. That's how that works. You know? It's very kind of him to do that. All right. So, welcome into the Eric Zane Show Podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio, smack dab in beautiful Hudsonville, Michigan, where it was 100 degrees yesterday. Yeah, it wasn't quite. It was like 95, but it felt like 104, 105 degrees. Not as bad today as the heat dome moves on, but it's still very, very warm. But no big deal. We'll get through that. We have Dear Meathead coming up in 41 minutes, roughly. I could always use questions for Dear Meathead. Send them along on the Shoreliner Strifing inbox, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Yesterday it was YMCA Day, which I've really, it's kind of become a habit now. Missing workouts is for the last nearly 2 months has kind of fallen off by the wayside. I've been focusing on that, and I kind of have to, and that's all in an effort to not be thoroughly embarrassed. October 16th for the Grand Rapids Half Marathon, where a glutton for punishment, Eric Zane, What originally I said, I am never going to run another half marathon ever again. I'm now back. I have a short memory of the humiliation and the pain. I had no business even attempting that race last year. No training. Mildly obese. And limping my way the last half mile. Somehow finishing and being thoroughly embarrassed. Mike Ball hung up about $1.38, $1.39 on that race. I think I crossed like 40 minutes later. It was hideous. But I've committed again to doing that race and raising money for the AT Children's Project. So I started running and got pretty consistent in May. In fact, I was very consistent. And that has segued nicely over into June. My weight is down. I weighed 175 this morning at a high of 186.8 when this all got started. All right, I'll take it. Still fat, still gross. To celebrate, last night I had a cheese sandwich. I don't think that on any diet meal plan it says, go for the cheese sandwich. Now, this might have been some of the most dead calories anyone could ever eat because the cheese wasn't even cheese. It was that shit orange shit that each has wrapped individual, like cheese food, which is remarkable. They call it cheese food, and the word food is what makes it not actually cheese, and that's just strange. It's like a misnomer. It's not even. But I got done doing what I was doing. I'll get to that in a second, and it's like 9:45 at night. It's like I've got to eat. I'm starving. 2 pieces of the shit cheese onto white bread, another piece of white bread on top of it. Ugh. It disappeared in like 15 seconds. I'm like, that's not enough white flour garbage carbs for me. I should wash that down with an enormous Thomas's plain bagel, which I did. And then 1 handful of peanut M&Ms. So I followed up the workout, and then I had a bunch of work that I had to do with cheese sandwich, bagel with butter, handful of M&Ms. Go to bed. What? How am I even effective at losing any weight here? It's not like I'm eating appropriately. Oh, that's ugly. That is just ugly. It's probably more because of the getting to the gym, less having to do with the food I'm eating. I'd probably be 145 pounds in the past month and 22 days worth of work if I had eaten appropriately. But that is oh boy, that's 10 times harder than the workouts. Before that, though, at the Y. Okay, so now I've talked about this before, and I know this sounds ridiculous, but there is a dress code with Team Knuckledragger. I am an honorary member of Team Knuckledragger. So Andy and Brian they're the ones that started it. And these two guys are, everybody in the gym knows them. They're just the sweetest, most fun people there. They keep it light and enjoyable. If they aren't there, especially Andy, because he's got a huge mouth, the atmosphere at the gym is less fun. It's more like no one talks to each other at the gym, at the YMCA. If Andy is there and Brian they're like Penn and Teller. Which one was the silent one? Penn's the talker. Teller is the silent one. Brian is the teller. But they have to be there. So they made me an honorary member, and then they'll text me every single day, here's what we're wearing today. and it's always like a gray top. And in fact, they'll say the color of the shorts and the color of the top. And then we all have to coordinate and dress. I know that sounds ridiculous. I know it. But that's just how it has to be. So I'm getting ready for the workout yesterday. And I look at the group chat or the group email. Group text. And it says, black top, blue shirt. Black shorts, blue shirt. I go, all right, I got that. Because occasionally they'll send me something like blue. I don't have a pair of blue shorts. They'll go blue shorts. I'm like, I don't have anything. Well, you got to get some. If you want to be on the team, you have to dress like us. And I'm always like, yeah, all right. So I go, well, I got this one. Black shorts, blue shirt. I go into the drawer with the workout clothes, get my stuff, throw it in the bag, walk out. Get to the Y, get in my gear, and I'm excited to see the boys. I come around the corner, and they're wearing blue shorts, white top. And they're like 40 feet away, pumping iron. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Bust out my phone. I read the wrong text. I knew I did it. I didn't even need to look. Andy is like, why is, and I've done this before. He's like, why is this so hard for you? I said, he goes, what do I have to do to get you, on the same page as us? I said, I think this will do it. He goes, take a picture. Here we are. Your old pal, Eric Zane. Brian is the bigger of the two. There's Andy. What the fuck? And I screwed that up. Very embarrassing. But hopefully they'll still include me in Team Knuckledragger. We even have T-shirts made, as you know. So, all right. That was bad enough. I go, all right, I'm leaving. I'm going on the treadmill. I'm doing my thing. And then Andy says to me, he goes, hey, about your treadmill, I want to talk to you about this. I go, what is it, Andy? He goes, that video that we shot of you not long ago when your tits were bouncing all over the place. He goes, you look terrible. I go, okay. And he goes, but you look better now. He goes, you're running more upright. You don't look like you're laboring as much. I go, wow. I go, well, that is... that is music to my ears. Thank you. I headed around the corner, and then I come walking around, and there's a guy on the bench press, and I look, and the weight has fallen. He's a kid. He's probably like 15. The weight is on his chest. He has failed. He's gone as high as he can, and the weight came crashing down on his chest, and he can't move. And he's like, it's not on his throat, but it's going to roll onto his throat. So Johnny on the spot, your old pal Eric Zane is there. I got my water bottle. I got my softball that I roll out my legs with. I got my phone. I got my headphones. Drop it. And I immediately come running over the kid. And I have to kind of stand over him with my balls actually over his head. And I go 1, 2, 3. And we pull it up. And he is just mortified. This, when that happens, though that's how Dick the Bruiser died. If that happens, it's extremely embarrassing, and you're like, oh shit. Now what could have happened was, because he didn't have collars on the damn thing, it could have slid one way, and then the weight slide off, and then it goes way to the other side. The whole thing was ugly. But your old pal Eric Zane, of course, was there, and I go, hey, shake it off, a little less weight, buddy. And he goes, yeah. I go, it's happened to everybody. I've been there. Don't sweat it, but could have been bad. Thank God I was there. That's what everybody says about me. Thank God he's here, I think. So that was it's quite a day. Went from embarrassment to being right place, right time. Could have been the right place, but it must have been a wrong time. Could have been a wrong call. I don't know the words of that song. All right. So welcome into the Eric Zane Show Podcast. The show, as you know, downloadable wherever you download podcasts. Just search Eric Zane Show, and you can download the audio podcast and listen to it whenever you want. You can do that on Twitch, too. You can watch it later if you want. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. And about the only place you can't get the full show is on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, where right now it's on, but it's about to leave. So for you folks that are watching it on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, it is about to leave. I kind of cut the cord, and then I'm encouraging you to head over to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. If you want to watch it live, if you don't care about watching it live, then just download the audio podcast later. I've got a Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. That helps me keep the puppy dogs fed. T-shirts at ericzaneshow.com, all that shit. So, for you folks that are getting the show live, if you want to continue, you must catch it on Twitch. I will say goodbye to you now. All right. But for the rest of you, thank you so much for being here. This will become the audio podcast where 99.999% of the audience gets the show. That's cool, too. I don't care as long as you get it and as long as you have a good time and as long as you enjoy yourself. If you're not, that's all I'm trying to do is keep you not bored. If I can keep you not bored, then we're in business. I just had a conversation with someone. And it was a discussion. There is kind of like I haven't been paying attention, but I find out about these things through various people, what is going on my old show on Free Beer and Hot Wings. And now, I've talked about this before, but they're doing a show or a game called You Can't Win, which is an old radio game that makes its way throughout the entire industry. Most radio stations have at least heard about it, and several have done You Can't Win, and all it is really hard trivia questions. But the way they're doing it is a way that's making a lot of people angry because they're not really trivia questions. They call them, so I'm told, triddles. Like a riddle and a trivia question. But the audience figured out that it was a consultant-driven bit. Now, there was a time, we never used consultants when I was on the show. And the one time we did, he sucked. And they don't do anything but validate their own existence. And, well, it's pretty useless. And if you want to be a show that's different than everybody else, you probably shouldn't do the thing that everybody else is trying to do, and that is talk to a consultant. The consultant of choice for the guys is this dude named Tracy Johnson, who for some reason everybody respects, but I think he sucks. This person wrote, "This is a 100% planned bit that they're trying to shoehorn in by having Kelly claim the dumber than the show questions were too easy. Gave it away when she mentioned the consultant helping her. That plus multiple people saying they've heard the same thing played on other shows." Now, that flies in the face of everything that we ever built that show on. We work very hard to be 1,000,000% different than all the other radio shows. This person wrote, "At least this station is asking trivia questions." They found another station that's doing it. "They're impossibly difficult, but at least it's trivia. The Free Beer and Hot Wings version is not trivia. It's not even a riddle. It's guess what a random radio person was thinking at a random time a month ago." And that's true. It's shit. It's horrible. That's what my gripe is. This is from one of their P1 listeners. It was sold as a new trivia game that was going to be super difficult. Not my cup of tea, but whatever. Instead, we got was, guess what I was thinking about? And then this little bit of research I did that coincidentally showed that the game lined up perfectly with when ratings are calculated just made me hate it even more. I skipped the whole segment now, and I suspect I'm not the only one. So whatever ads they do are falling on fewer ears, which I'm positive in their worlds is the opposite of what advertisers want. Now, I don't know if it makes that big of a deal. This person who shared this with me wrote, I don't know why I listen. 12 live segments with 4 being the around the room segments, 2 being trivia, 1 being a fake game, and 1 being advice for people on Reddit every single day. That leaves 4 segments of possibly something interesting. And I listened to you this morning, though. Now, this person had not listened to the show. I mean, doesn't listen to the show, but did listen yesterday. I wrote, it's probably just a habit. I'm thankful I broke the habit because all it would do was make me angry. Thank you for checking out my show today. I try to have fun and say something interesting every day. I also try to piss everyone off half the time. I added, what you said is I think, the problem. There's nothing really interesting going on in that show. It's all silly and dumb. However, I wrote, I feel pretty bad that somebody would say that about Kelly. What a horrible fucking thing to say. Someone had said something, a really horrible attack on the chick on there, which was really, really bad. And then I wrote, however, it was pretty interesting that they reached out to the person who said that. However, I don't think they like to do that. This person said, yeah, I partially blame Greg for reading it on the air. And then he wrote, I'm never disappointed when I listen to your show, by the way. And I'm like, what? Are you serious? Well, that makes me happy. I'm glad that there's something interesting going on here because that is the problem with that show. You've got all of those people and no one's really saying anything interesting. No one's, planting a flag and anything. They're just kind of there, Nothing very memorable, nothing gigantic happening. And that is, unfortunately, the way radio is these days. I don't know why everyone is so apprehensive to actually do anything. My God. Hello to my friends at Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. They sponsor Twitch. They sponsor the Facebook page. Thank you very much. They have a car show coming up August 25th. That is a Thursday. Thank you. To benefit CASA of Kent County. I did an interview just yesterday with Stephanie Sheeler from CASA. If you want to know what that's all about, it's where the free podcast is. And I also posted it to Facebook. Blue Frost IT sponsors my Twitter page, at Eric Zane Show on Twitter. And Frank the Tank Fuss from My Policy Shop Insurance at buyinsurancehere.com sponsors me on YouTube. Okay, so we're off and running. Now, the day was not done yesterday after getting out of the Y because I worked out, went home, and I'm like, fuck. I'm tired and I want to eat. I want to go eat my cheese sandwich. I want to eat my bagel. I want to have my handful of M&Ms, and I want to go to bed. But it was 7:50. A little too early for bedtime. I like bedtime to be about 8:20. That did not happen yesterday because here in Michigan, being that we're just, half a day removed from the longest day of the year, summer has officially begun, I could theoretically work till 9:45, 9:50. At night here. It gets dark so damn late. All right, let's get on the ladder. Let's paint. Don't look down. That's what Kyle, not the pedophile, not the radio pervert, but the guy working on my basement said to me, he goes, do not look down. You'll get freaked out. And it's a 20-foot high ladder. I don't have it fully extended yet. It will be. I'm going to actually be backing the truck up to the house and putting the ladder into the bed of the truck to get where I need to be. I know 2 people that have fallen off ladders and or scaffolding. Dude, Eric from the arena, Van Andel Arena, fell off scaffolding, badly hurt himself. And also Lisa Kay's husband was staring at his phone while on top of a ladder and fell off of it. I don't know about him staring at his phone, but the only reason why I say that is because every time I interact with him, he's staring at his phone. So I'm like, oh, fuck. So when I'm at the top, where I am painting, I can't, okay, at one point I'm hanging onto the paint can in one hand and the brush in the other. And the paint can's heavy because a lot of paint in it. And I'm painting. And then, all right, but I need 3 hands. I need one to hold the thing to keep the paint from painting the siding. It's like a straight edge. The brush in the other hand. I have no hand to hold the paint can. So I have to put another ladder up to the house to put the paint can on it. And then I have to go down 2 or 3 rungs, dip the brush in, go back up the ladder, paint, down the ladder, dippy, up the ladder, strokey, down, up. I mean, we're talking a glute workout like you wouldn't believe. And it's slow. It is a grind. Oh, my God. So now I'm working my way up the house. So now, yesterday I said I was like a third up. Now I'm over half. I have just under half of the house going straight up to paint. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, fuck, this looks daunting as hell. I don't dare do this during the day right now. It's just too hot. So it actually worked out, you know. So I put in, I don't know, about an hour 40, hour 45. Pooh Bear on the ground picking up a paint flecks. You know how you scrape? All that shit fell down into the rocks. I go, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you pick this up? She goes, okay. So she's doing that thing. We're a team. We're together. It's awesome. But just don't fall. Be careful. Don't let your mind wander. Focus. My calves were like burning. My ass is burning. Very physically demanding thing to be up on a ladder. I had no idea how hard a work that is. For any of you that do labor like this, my God, there's a reason why you make so much money. You know? I mean, Stephen Hyde, this is why, you know, to paint 1 inch of wood, Stephen Hyde charges $90,000. Oh, Zaner. Oh, God. Hey, look. Oh, this is a big one, eh? What do you mean? Oh, hey, so it's like super expensive to get this repaired, eh? Well, it's just 1 piece of wood. Oh, listen, eh? Okay, look, you don't understand, you know, materials are way expensive. So, you know, this is I might even be low on my estimate, eh? Totally kidding. It was Stefan's advice to paint the thing. Because it's going to be Zaner, you know, and everybody is like backed up, eh? We're not going to be able to get it done. It's not a one-day job, eh? So, you should just paint it. All right. Oh, my God. So that's what's up. More today. The painting continues. Just keep your fingers crossed that I don't get hurt. In fact, I've got half a mind to get old Lisa Kay on the phone here to ask her about what went on in her world when her lover boy, better half, the phone staring king of West Michigan, Eric, fell off the ladder. I think he was hanging upside down at one point.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Never better. Are you on the way to work?
No, I'm working right now.
Oh, you're working right now. Is this okay if I call you then?
Yeah. I'm working at home. That's good.
Oh, you're working at home. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How are the grandbabies?
They're all doing great.
Okay.
All doing great.
I don't know if you noticed, but I was talking about when your husband phone face Eric.
Yes, I noticed. Yes.
Oh, you were okay. So you saw that
I'm on.
he fell.
I did.
He fell off the ladder, and can you take us through what happened on your end? I mean, here you are in your house, and all of a sudden down he goes, right?
Right. So, yeah, I commented. I said I have tips for Diana to help take care of you when you fall to your death. So.
Okay, so right. First off, obviously call 911, right?
Right. Yes, I saw him fall. He was careless. He was a dude. He wanted to get it done fast and carried up too much shit up the ladder, caught his foot at the top, and came right straight down. I saw it happen.
Okay, did he have some of the supplies in one hand and a phone in his face in the other hand?
He did. I mean, hell, he had the phone in his pocket. He had a headset on, so he was okay there. So.
He wasn't actually looking at the phone when he was going up the ladder?
No.
Okay,
He actually did not have the phone in front of his face.
That's a miracle. How did that even happen?
I don't know.
All right. He's never going to be able to live that down.
I know it.
I know if he ever shows up again at any event and I see that phone, I'm going to throw it 1 mile.
Oh, he's prepared. Trust me. He'll have other devices with him. So
yeah,
he'll be stocked. Trust me.
Yeah, he needs to stop looking at phones and look at vaginas and take care of those things, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I do. That would be great.
Okay. You made me bust out laughing. Holy shit. I never laugh on this podcast. That is fantastic. Oh, Lisa, that is awesome. Okay, well, and now is he okay now? Is he 100% recovered, or did this injury, it's been in all seriousness, it was a very nagging lower body injury, correct?
Yes, because he came straight down, so it just basically crushed his bones down to nothing. So
God.
He has to go to the surgeon again. There's probably another surgery to...
Right.
He has 19 screws, and most of them are in his ankle. So.
Oh, no. Yeah. Can you imagine if the doctor said, well, I was doing some math, and he was very badly hurt, but he would not have been hurt nearly as bad had the extra weight of the devices not been in his pocket.
Right. He probably would have had a few less screws in there. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Well, I hope you have a good day, okay?
All right.
All
you
right.
too.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Bye.
There you go. That is Lisa K. How amazing is she? The idea that she's like, yeah, I could use some dick. Hey, what do you say? You get your face out of that phone and into this vagina. Wait. Hey, I don't care if your legs hurt. I need some dick. The fuck is wrong with you? How many times I gotta tell you that I need some dick? What the fuck? Dear Meathead, in 11 minutes. I have a Patreon podcast that I'd like you to sign up for. I am flat out asking you to give me $5 or $10 a month in a donation. But you get a lot for that. With your donation of $5 a month, you get access to all of my Patreon audio, which I post 15 plus hours of that every single week. It makes a great accompaniment for your listening enjoyment to the free podcast. And you can give as much as you want. But I have it priced at $5 for all the audio, new audio, and the archive, and $10 a month for that and the video live stream video archive, and joining me on the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. You can set your price. That's a set your price tool. There's also a spot, I think, I think there's a spot on the thing for that, but I don't know. I guess I don't know. I think it's there. And that's how you sign up for my Patreon. 15 plus hours each and every week. If you like it, I suggest just trying it out for $5 or $10 a month and seeing if it's something that you're interested in. Because then if you're not, I mean, what the hell? You're out $5 or $10 and that's it. You just cancel it. But if you really like it, you can either let it ride every month and it'll draw from you, or you can pay one fee for the whole year and I will subtract 10% from it. So what was 120 a year is 108. What was 60 a year is 54. The open and the live stream of this show brought to you by Berlin Raceway. I will be there this weekend. I'm very busy. Saturday at the races, Sunday paintball. By the way, reach out to me, Eric at ericzaneshow.com, if you're going to go to paintball. But anyway, Berlin Raceway on Saturday. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. It always is, with 5 to 7,000 of your closest racing fan friends there. Tickets are $12 when you buy them at berlinraceway.com. And if anyone in your party is 15 or under, they are free. I just love saying that. I also love saying that the parking is free at Berlin Raceway in Marne, Michigan. You can bring a cooler, small cooler, with soft drinks and snacks. No glass. You cannot bring in your own beer or any alcohol. You can buy that there, and you buy it cheap. Dogs are always $3. Beers are always $5. You go to any other venue, and you'll pay like upwards of $12 to $14 for one beer. Get yourself an ice cold Coors or whatever kind of beer you want to drink at Berlin for just $5 a pop. There's a bar area where you can hang out and pick up some, you ladies, you can go and get your next hillbilly husband. And, smoking area if you want to go burn. Hell, at Van Andel Arena, if you're at the arena watching a hockey game and you want to go have a cigarette, you can't. You can't leave the venue, puff, and come back in. They will not allow you to do that. What a shit show. Berlin, no. Man, they don't care. But the only thing you can't do is burn one in the stands. They get pissed off. They'll kick you out if you do that. And these guys on the track, guys and gals, are local racers. These are your local heroes on the track at Berlin Raceway. Just under a half mile, kind of oval track. Not really, but kind of. And seriously, the volume, the intensity, you can feel the excitement, man. Oh, and they put on such a great show there at Berlin Raceway. BerlinRaceway.com. I will be there Saturday. I got a mortgage guy on this show. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, 231-332-6505. If you want to get some money out of your home, seriously, your home value is much higher now than it was not that long ago. And if you're like, hey, boy, we've got some credit debt or whatever it may be, or you want to upgrade the house, get the money out of your home, 231-332-6505. Doesn't matter where you are in the U.S., with the exception of South Carolina, Maine, Alaska, and Hawaii. Like I indicated, paintball Sunday at TC Paintball. We will be outdoors. If it gets too hot, you go inside where it's air conditioned, cool out, have some pizza, have some soft drinks. That's all free, thanks to BC Pizza. And then we're going to play paintball. It's going to cost you $35. If you want in, I got to hear from you. Let me know so I can do a head count. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. I also have a event on my Facebook page. You can check that out there. But yeah, I want to see you. $35 get you the gun, get you the paint, get you the mask, get you the field time. You got a free pizza party ahead of time from BC Pizza. Off you go. Let me know. I want to see you. I'm getting the head count right now. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. I hate to do this to you, but I got to rattle off a couple more sponsors because I got I don't have enough time to call. I don't have enough time to get into another segment. But I also am behind on my spots, my commercial advertising here. So sorry about this. I mean, I got to fit them all in. We sit here for roughly 2 hours every single day, and sometimes I get a little long-winded. I'll start the show, and I should go for like 25 minutes and then start talking about the ads. But I don't. I go for like an hour or 45 minutes, and then I get behind. So then, it's got to happen at some point. Thank you, Kent County Health Department. AccessKent.com/health. June is HIV Awareness Month. I know that sounds weird. Hey, get tested for HIV. But if you or someone you know or love is like, wait a minute. Are you telling me I was exposed to HIV? Yeah. Hey, you know that guy that you had sex with? Uh-huh. Well, he's HIV positive. What? Yeah. You better get yourself a test. What do I do? Well, I was listening to the Eric Zane Show podcast, and he says to go to accesskent.com/health. What the fuck? Yeah. And then on the left, it says personal health services. Uh-huh. Yeah, you click on that shit, and then it says, you scroll down, and it says sexually transmitted infections, HIV counseling and testing. Uh-huh. And yeah, that's how you do it. You got to go there and get all the information at accesskent.com. All right, thanks. I hope I don't have HIV. Yeah, I don't blame you. I heard that that's bad. Truth be told, nowadays, that you the medicines, the cocktails, the drug cocktails that you take can lower the HIV level in your system so that it's undetectable, which means you can still go have random sex with people and they won't get sick. So, but you got to do your part. So you got to get tested. Now you know. God forbid you get that phone call that, hey, honey, guess what? You might have HIV. What? Yeah, I've been having random sex with people. Anyway, accesskent.com/health. Bennett Flooring Installation, 616-318-0167. Local owners / cousins / lovers, Jacob and Jason Bennett at Bennett Flooring Installation, 616-318-0167. I don't think they're actually lovers. I might be making that up. Anyway, if you are in West Michigan, that's who you call when you want to get the flooring installed for cheaper than anyone else on the planet. The flooring that I want you to buy, you got to get it from Johnson Carpet One Discount Outlet. In Granville, Michigan, the prices are lower than anyone else. This is not a fancy showroom, okay, where you walk in and they give you like a Perrier or maybe a frickin' mimosa and you sit in front of the computer and come up with your flooring design with an expert. They have those resources down the street at the main store. But at the discount outlet, you march in there and the absolute top brands with the highest selling products are on the floor ready for you to take them home. Nothing fancy. I want this. Okay, let's do the math. How big's your room? Okay, so then they do a little calculator job, and then they go, all right, this is going to cost you this much. And you go, okay, great. Hey, by the way, I heard about you on the Eric Zane Show podcast. Oh, okay, well, let's take another 10% off of a price that was already lower than everybody else in the entire state. Oh, fuck yes. Johnson Carpet One Discount Outlet. They're on Chicago Drive in Granville, Michigan, behind the Little Caesars. Can't miss it, okay? Sorry about the length of all of these ads. I try to keep it somewhat light so that it's at least fun when I'm telling you about how I want you to spend your money. It's time to call Dad. Dear Meathead brought to you by Baldwin Ace Hardware with the question of the day from JM Synthetics.
Good morning.
Morning, Dad. How are you?
I'm well. How about yourself?
Never better.
Hey, I have an issue right now I want to take up with you right now. Now, I have a confusion about a gift that I received. Now, was that from an Oram?
Oh, no, it was from Ron. R-O-N, Ron.
Ron, there. I was, checking my brain what the heck was going on, but it was such a confusion going on that I want to thank him. That was a very thoughtful gift. I appreciate that. In fact, I'm going to use it right away.
Yeah, it was a nice insulated cup that he made for you. It was a very nice gesture.
Yes, that's just a great, great gift, and it's so big and heavy.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
And, I know there's some serious weight to that. And knowing you, if anybody, drives by the house on a four-wheeler, you can throw it at them.
No. As a matter of fact, I'm drinking out of it right now.
Yeah. Well, you got the morning coffee going, Dad?
Yes.
All right. As expected, up and at 'em. Very, very warm temperatures in our neck of the woods here in Michigan.
Likewise, same thing. This is hot. Yesterday was bedlam.
Are you staying inside, Dad?
Oh, of course.
Oh,
we
thank
have the
God.
air conditioner going, no, we hardly spent any time out yesterday.
That's good. It's just a little too warm, you know?
Later on in the evening, we had to do some watering, which was against the law.
Oh, they got a little.
We did some watering, and that was the area that we watered was allowed to do that. It was brand new grass that we put in there, so they allowed us to water that area. Otherwise, we can't be watering.
Yes.
Everything is restricted here.
I understand. So
wait a minute. What? Huh? And I want to tell you something, buddy, that I really want to say that. I want to tell you how grateful I am for the party that you put together.
Oh, that was very fun. Very, very fun.
Oh, my God. You did an awesome job, honey.
Best Father's Day gift ever.
Did you hear that?
That is such a sweet thing to say. You've made my day with that nice compliment.
Oh, my God. It just was no end to it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
You cooked. Oh, my God.
There was no.
You did the dishes. You cleaned. My God, that was awesome.
There was no end to the food, and there was no end to Norman telling us about work.
Well, I'll tell you what. You guys were lucky you left.
He's still here. He's at the table.
he sat here after you left for a long time.
And the thing is, it would be perfect if he would tell me something interesting.
Well, I wasn't in the conversation then, but I was nailed afterwards.
Oh, God. Well, geez, that was, here.
He listens to this.
Oh, yeah, he's probably listening right now. No, it's like.
But he sure as hell was really doing a good job.
Well, let me tell you something. Yeah, nice recovery. At the end of the day, those are all the things that we take for granted. All the little nuances about people that we just love, and it becomes part of the culture of the family. Norman, hey.
Yeah, and you know what? I've never seen him dress so well.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something. Norman knows that he's a talker. He is well aware of that. And,
he is.
And he loves it. He loves it. He should have a microphone.
Hey, I would like to vote for him. He's somehow rather thinking about politics.
No, that was not true. Yeah. Remember we talked about this. He actually spoke of it. You and I were under the impression, and Joanne was, that he was going to run for some type of politics, but that was a spoof thing in Hell, Michigan. You can be the mayor of Hell for a day.
Oh, okay.
But
I'd like to see him run for politics.
I tell you what, Dad, I think he'd be a good talker. That's for sure.
Yeah, he kick butt.
Dad, but I'm glad you brought up the party that we had, because everybody seemed to enjoy themselves, and we, of course.
Oh, and I really greatly appreciate what you did, son.
Well,
I mean, you really. I don't know what we would have done if that wasn't you doing that.
Well, people have organized parties before. It's just so happy. I mean, this is the second year. This has got to be a tradition going forward. This is what.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Can you imagine if in 20 years and you're 108 years old and we're.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the next year right now, okay?
Yeah.
Like a year at a time.
You might be one of those guys on the Today Show that they come to your house and shoot a video of you when you're 108. All right. A word for Fitbod, which is an app that is going to help you get in shape, stay in shape, help you to live longer, avoid injury, be more durable, and just overall improve your quality of life and your health. Believe me, I know what it's like to start and stop exercise programs. The Fitbod app, though, is helping me stay motivated. There's no question that my overall strength being improved because of the Fitbod app is going to help me destroy Mike Ball in the Grand Rapids Half Marathon coming up in October. At the end of this, I'm going to tell you how to take advantage of the Fitbod app. After you download the Fitbod app and you put your information about your age, your weight, your fitness goals, things like that, it's going to tailor specific workouts for each of your body parts for each days of the week. It's a fantastic way to track what you're doing and stay on top of it and keep you motivated. That's what I love so much about this. Basically, they take the guesswork out of what you're supposed to be doing. Gone are the days when you just march into the gym and start slinging around weights and hope that something works out. What's going to happen to you there is you're going to lose motivation because you're not going to see any results, or worse, you're going to get hurt. Tapping into the Fitbod app is going to help you achieve your goals. And trust me, after you start seeing the results of all the hard work you're putting in, you're going to stay motivated. That's the key. And with Fitbod guiding you every step of the way, that's going to happen sooner rather than later. It's time to quit talking and finally start doing something. Hey, I'm right there with you. I've eaten myself out of shape and I'd like to get back into shape. The Fitbod app is going to help me do that. Let's get motivated and do it together. You can build your fitness habit and become a better version of yourself with Fitbod. And how about this? You get 25% off your subscription or try out the app for free when you sign up now at fitbod.me/Zane. So let me say that all again, okay? You go to fitbod.me/Zane and you can try the app for free. You can also get 25% off of your subscription when you do that. fitbod.me/Zane. 25% off when you sign up today at fitbod.me/Zane. Okay, losing fitness, gaining weight, that all hurts a person mentally. Honest to God, that can affect your relationships. It's time to turn this thing around. I want to help you feel better. And all you have to do is decide that you want to try. I want you to try this as you're trying to turn things around. It's the Fitbod app. This thing is amazing. You don't need a ton of weights to do this. You can do it in your home with no weights. You can do it in the middle of nowhere like I do at Fear Bunker North. You can do it at the gym. The workouts are tailored to what you have to work with. And my gosh, they work everything. muscles, cardiovascular system, you name it. It's time to turn it around, and I want you to do it by using the FitBod app. One of the important things about FitBod is the algorithm changes, which, you know, those are words that's kind of like above my pay grade, but it senses and knows when you're improving as you work out and updates your fitness plan as you go so that you're not like stagnating and things like that and plateauing. FitBod has figured it out, and all you have to do for less than the cost of one session with a personal trainer, you can get a full year of personalized workouts with FitBod. It integrates with your Apple Watch, Wear OS smartwatch, and apps like Apple Health, Fitbit, and Strava. Man, this is incredible. You can crush your summer fitness goals with personalized workouts from FitBod that improve as you do. Get 25% off your subscription or try out the app for free when you sign up now at fitbod.me/Zane. It's got to be fitbod.me/Zane. Try it out and see for yourself. 25% off your subscription or try it free at fitbod.me/Zane. FitBod. I would be 70.
Holy cow. I feel great.
I know you do. And, I would be 71 years old. I'd be close to go with 1 foot in the grave, for God's sake.
Won't you give me a Mercedes-Benz?
Oh, wow. All right. Okay, Dad, I got some questions for you. Ready?
All right. I sure am. No beautiful people.
Stefan writes, Dear Meathead.
What is the name?
Stefan.
Stefan, okay.
He writes, Dear Meathead, my friend Derek received an estimate for removing the siding and trim on the front of his house and replacing it with material that will not rot. The number he got on the estimate was thousands of dollars higher than what he was expecting. How can I help my friend cope with the sticker shock and the reality of material and labor in this economy?
Wait a minute. What is he going to have done to the front of his house?
The guy wanted the trim replaced. Okay. And then apparently Stefan gave him an estimate, and the guy who got the estimate was like, well, that's nonsense. That's way too expensive. There's no way that's true. Stefan wants to try to convince the guy that that's how expensive it is.
No, I think that's something wrong. You know what? I've been watching television on some of these repairs and all that.
Yeah.
And I can hear from a conversation that I listen to, quite a few people that are doing that and getting ripped off.
Yeah, that's what I think, too. I think Stefan might be ripping the guy off.
I think he is.
Yeah.
You can just keep advertising. Hey, I need somebody to repair something that I have to be repaired or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're charging an arm and a leg, and I don't want to be paying that kind of dollar, and I don't believe it's worth doing that. Whoever thinks that can do something for me and serve me some money, give me a call.
Now, I think specifically, you know how like on a house that has siding, there's pieces of wood around the window, and sometimes the paint chips and then the wood rots?
Yes.
Well, I think this homeowner wants the rotted pieces of wood replaced and the rest painted. And then I think this guy, Stefan, said it's going to cost $20,000 for a couple pieces of wood and paint.
That's ridiculous.
I'll tell you what, I would tell him certain words that I don't want to use it openly. Go ahead and do that, because I don't need you, buddy. I'll find someone else that can offer me a decent, intelligent price.
That's what I'm thinking, too. Yeah.
Oh, my God. $20,000?
Yeah, you can put an addition on a house for $20,000.
Oh, Lord, yes. I watch some of these shows.
Yeah.
These prices are out of sight.
Yeah, I think there's some funny business going on there.
Yes, Definitely. I would shop around. I just find an individual that is a carpenter or a builder or something that is, doing his own work from his home and whatnot.
Yeah.
And deal with something like that.
All right. Bob writes, Dear Meathead, what is the hardest you've ever been punched?
Punched, you said?
Yeah, like somebody punched you.
You know something? I've been punched so many times, I don't remember which one was the worst. I'm telling you, I was a hooligan.
Well, I think, remember in 1974 when Uncle Bingo died?
Yes.
And Uncle Peter punched you in the eye?
Yeah, right in the face.
Yeah, I was just talking about that because Uncle Peter just passed away, and that was historic when he did that to you.
Yeah, and he was a miserable dude. I mean, he could put the hole in something. Yeah. But he was, and he would never stop to think.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. No, he hit you and come back for a second time.
Oh, you know what? He was like that up until he just died Saturday. He was like that up until Saturday. I mean, it's like that guy never ever changed.
Wow. You know, it's strange you brought this subject up about him. I was sitting here this morning thinking about him.
Well, that's probably because I told you the other day that he died.
That's probably so.
Yeah.
Yes. How old was he at the time of death?
I think he was 80. And I talked.
That's young.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny is because.
That's very young.
Now, Dad, I don't know if you remember his children, Dawn and Jennifer, my cousins.
Oh yes.
Dawn, I spoke with both of them, but I talked to Dawn, my cousin, and she said, "quote It's a miracle that he lived this long."
Absolutely.
I guess he up until the end he would have oxygen in his in one of those nose cannules, and he'd be smoking cigarettes while on oxygen.
Oh yeah.
That's risky.
That shed that you have,
right?
It's a remnant of his work
up north. Well,
yes.
Oh, that explains why it was built poorly.
I'll tell you, he and I put that together. Of course, I just stood there and watched. He was the guy that was doing the job.
I know what was going on when you built that because you guys were in your 30s, so that's a lot of drinking.
Oh, we did good.
Oh.
I enjoyed him, in case you don't know.
I know you did. And do you know that I'm still finding tin cans from the 1970s in the woods?
In the shed?
No, in the woods. I'm still finding.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. I'm finding bottles of Goebbels beer and Falstaff and Carling Black Label. I'm still finding those in the woods to this day.
Those are collector's items.
I know. They're rusted, but they're still intact.
Oh, we went there we're supposed to do that job in about a day and a half to 2 days. We were there 4 days.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Most of the time is we're drunk.
I know.
Check under the cement.
Joanne says you want to check under the cement.
Oh, yeah. My God. All right. Dear Meathead, I'm trying to decide between buying a beautiful rifle or using the money for the rifle as a down payment on a motorcycle. What should I do? Should I buy the rifle or should I buy a motorcycle?
Well, which one would he really use?
Well, I think he's a fan of both of these things. So, he wants both of these items. If he has the money for the rifle, so he could buy the rifle, or he could use that money as a down payment for the motorcycle and make monthly payments on the motorcycle.
Well, first of all, unfortunately, he's asking a question that I really have no need for it, in the sense, guns and all that don't mix with me. So
It's a rifle.
But then even rifle. I just got rid of a gun
Oh.
that I had bought from Mike.
Stong.
What's his name, Joanne?
Stong.
Mike Stong.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Well,
Believe you me, I think I shot that 3 times, shot in the dirt.
well, yeah. Now, what do you think about motorcycles on the road, Dad? Do you think that those are a good idea?
I have no use for a weapon. So that's a poor analogy for me to put out there for him to follow through.
Yeah.
But right now, this is a crazy time.
Yeah.
If you get a gun, you can easily let into using it.
It's a rifle.
Rifle or no rifle, I don't care, but it's a weapon.
All right.
If he's a hunter, an avid hunter, I think you should buy the rifle. However, the use of a rifle and a motorcycle is a limited use. It's a seasonal type of thing.
Yeah.
You can do it, or a dirt bike even. Dirt bike is good when you're traveling out in the west or anywhere that's you can ride around in a dirt bike. That's fine. That's enjoyable. But to own it, to ride around the streets, it's really not a usable type of thing. So.
Well, it is.
To me, it's a dangerous item.
All right. Let me
You can easily get killed riding around with that thing.
let me back up here. Motorcycle is a seasonal type of thing. Riding in the dirt is enjoyable, and riding is a dangerous thing.
Riding it on the road, on the streets, is a dangerous thing.
All right, so of those two things, which one is the most dangerous? Gun or motorcycle?
I say the motorcycle.
All right, so go. We're gonna, and you know what? And that's good. I agree with you because the weapon doesn't kill people.
Not only that, you don't get the weapon out too often.
Yeah, you know, I mean, what the hell? Yeah, skip the. He's got kids too. Skip the motorcycle payment. In
And
fact,
don't ever teach your kids to use guns.
well, some people teach them appropriately.
I don't know.
Yeah. How about just take the money and not buy a gun or a motorcycle and save it?
That's another analogy. That's good.
Save the money.
Go to Disneyland, according to Joanne.
There you go.
And we're really playing around with his plan, you know, and I don't want to do that because he's got to do what he really feels comfortable with.
All right, Dad.
Rifle is guns to me is just nothing.
Okay. I think I'm good. I think you've covered everything. We had a hell of a time at the party. That was great. You talked
I
about that.
enjoyed that party.
Okay, so now just kind of take it easy
I
here.
lost my hat.
Did you hear that?
Oh, she got a new hat from Diana. That is so sweet. Yes.
Yep.
I love it.
Okay.
She loved it.
All right. Well, I'm so glad to hear your voices again, and everybody loves you. You know.
Well, love them all back. I'll tell you what, I got an awful, wonderful clientele there that actually like part of me.
Wait a minute. Did you just say you have a wonderful clientele? Like,
those people are my clients.
yeah. That's a tricky use of the word there.
Well, hey, it's a free client.
Okay.
They don't charge.
All right. Fantastic. I'll leave it right there. Love you. Have a good one, okay?
Okie doke.
All right.
You have a great day, honey.
Okay, guy.
Good talking to the whole audience, whoever did or didn't. I love you all.
Good talking to the whole audience, whoever did or didn't. Yes.
Right.
Okay. Love you. Bye.
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 See ya. Oh, my God. Oh, shit. Fucking incredible. Every single time. Boy, bummer if you're Stefan. Oh, no. That backfired on your ass. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Oh, Stefan. Oh, my God. That question from Stefan was your JM Synthetics question of the day on the Baldwin Ace Hardware Dear Meathead segment. Thank you for being part of it. All right. I got an email that I want to read from Melissa. And I was reading it at the end of Dear Meathead, and you could have knocked me over with a feather. Concerning me painting on the ladder. Work smarter, not harder. She writes, take your ass to the hardware store and buy a paint can hook. Attach hook to paint can, carry it up the ladder, and hook it to the ladder. Voila. What? I did not know this was a thing. This gives you an idea of how little I know. Wow. Are you telling me a $3 piece of equipment is what I need? Oh, this is just fantastic. You, my friend, my dear lady, have made my life so much easier. I am so happy that you took the time to send that to me. Oh, my God. I am not kidding you. I did not know that this, what the hell that was. That is so nice of you to share that. Oh, it was a little snarky the way you explained it. A little bit too much sass. Or she writes, see handy paint cup below. Paint cup? The fuck are you talking about? Oh. So it's a smaller... Well, I could just put the fucking thing in a thing of Tupperware. Yeah. I guess it never occurred to me. I thought the paint had to be in the can, which is so stupid. All right, that's it. There's no way I'm not falling off the roof if something as simple as paint can, handy paint cup, and paint whatever hook is something that I'm not aware of. She adds, no more uppy, downy, dippy. Now you just climb the ladder and dippy, painty, and be done. You're welcome. She writes, well, thank you. You didn't need to write you're welcome. Seems to me like you have a little bit of judgment in your words, or perhaps I'm just reading into it. Probably the case, as is usually with me. But as is usual with me, but what the hell. But thank you. That's very, very kind of you to pass that along. Lisa says, oh, no, it could still happen. She's referring to her husband who fell off of the thing. Kenny says, hey, she's being helpful, dummy. She is, but I sense dripping with attitude. I know Melissa. I know she is incapable of being anything but somewhat snarky. Kenny says, but Eric won't be staring at his phone. His new name, Lisa's husband, Eric, is forever known as Eric Phone Face. You have earned that, Eric Phone Face. I have made it so. You are now forever known as Eric Phone Face, heretofore, going forward on the Eric Zane Show Podcast. You're welcome. Oh, my God. Yeah, that means now I'm not going to go all the way up to Baldwin Ace Hardware. I wish Baldwin Ace Hardware was here. If you're up north, you go to Baldwin Ace Hardware. Instead, I'm going to go to Gemmons Ace Hardware. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going up to Baldwin Ace Hardware. If I'm in the area of Baldwin, Michigan, I'm going to Baldwin Ace Hardware. And I'm not going to go to Lowe's. I'm going to go to an Ace Hardware. Those guys look at me like I'm such an idiot because everyone there is an expert. And that's the same way it is at Baldwin Ace Hardware, too. But they see me coming like, oh, no, here he comes with more stupid questions. There's a zero-turn riding lawnmower there with a battery powered. It goes like 90 minutes on a charge. And it's $5,900. The exact same mower, gas, is $3,500. Now, I guess my question is, why would you spend $2,400 on it? I can't see myself 1 gallon at a time using 2,000. How long would it take to use $2,400 worth of gasoline? If you use 25 gallons, in the cutting season, that would be what? May to October? Let's just say 6 months. 1 gallon of gas a time, and you cut the lawn 24 times. 24 gallons times $5 a gallon. That's $120 for the cutting year in gasoline. If you cut lawn and by the way, you wouldn't use a gallon each time. There's no way. But I'm being liberal. It would take you 10 years to spend $1,200 on gas for that mower. 20 years for $2,400, which is about the difference in cost between the electric mower and the gas mower. But it would take even the fact that you also have to charge that mower. There is costs associated with that, albeit a lot lower than gas. I'm telling you, it doesn't add up. The only benefit you have is that you're like, well, I'm helping the environment because I'm not burning fossil fuel. And it's like, well, okay, I get that. So for one person. But if the whole neighborhood got one of these riding mowers, the amount of energy that they would use, I don't know how great that is for the environment as well. It depends on where the energy comes from. If it comes from a green energy source, then perhaps, I think, but I don't know if the grid, like I said earlier, can withstand that but that's never going to happen anyway. This fad is going to end, I'm telling you. And I guess then the question is, what do you do with all the batteries? Throw them away? Dismantle them? No. You got to make the electric equipment like the same price as the combustion engine equipment or cheaper. And I don't know if that's feasible. Now, if you had a hybrid lawnmower, now we're talking. I'm telling you, the technology needs to be focused on hybrid technology. No one hooks the vehicle or the piece of equipment up to an outlet. It charges itself. That's what you need to do. That's the happy medium, in my opinion. Too many eggs in one basket. Up, 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 where am I? What the fuck am I going to talk about now? Bosco's Pub is, I think they're closed right now. Got to double check that. So I would normally be talking about Bosco's Pub right now, but they are in a real pickle. They need workers. As of last week, they said, we got to shut down. We don't have any workers. So stand by. I'll be bringing them back. A&E Heating and Cooling, 616-516-8579. If you, of course, need any work done on your heating and cooling system, this is who you call. Now, I certainly hope that you got your AC tuned up before these hot days hit, because if not, you are running an inefficient machine that needs a tune-up. You can still take advantage of that for $79. Or if your equipment is just not putting out the cold air, there's something that's like, hey, can you check on this? And then Joe Martinez is going to show up, and he's going to say, this thing is dead. You need a new comfort maker, and I'm going to install it for you. That is definitely something you might need to look into. What I love about Joe Martinez and his crew is they tell you, you've got about 2 more seasons left with this thing, and then you're going to need a new one. 616-516-8579. Car running rough? Get it fixed at Irvine's. Scheduled maintenance, emergency work, 616-532-6600. Irvines.com, ERVINES, Irvines.com. They are having a car show on Thursday, August 25th in the afternoon. I think it starts at 5. I got to double check on that. I'm sorry, Megan. But I'll get to that. It's a little bit of time till, well, it's 2 months away till we get to that. But still, I'm really looking forward to that. I love seeing show cars. And they're going to have them all at Irvine's, part of the 28th Street Metro Cruise. That is a wonderful tradition here in West Michigan. So that is cool. And that the car show, and part of what they do at Irvine's is every year they pick out a charity. And this year their charity is known as CASA of Kent County. And I just had a long talk, as I indicated, with Stephanie Sheeler from CASA of Kent County, which that is a nonprofit organization, which CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates. Take a listen to the interview that I did with Stephanie, and you will hear what this is all about. They work very closely with foster parents who help vulnerable foster kids in the system to make sure that they have another set of eyes and ears on them to help them through a very vulnerable time. So thank God for the folks at CASA. Thank you to Irvine's, and I cannot wait to see you at the car show. Irvines.com is their website. You can reach out to them, and you can ask about their services. But so very, very cool what they are doing. Okay, hang on. I need water. I feel good, man. I feel good. Okay. Bill Cosby has been found liable of sexual abuse of a teenager from back in 1975. So, 46 years ago. He's 84 now. Isn't that 46 years ago? About. So that would have made him 38 years old. I just actually had to do the math problem. 38-year-old Bill Cosby. He strikes up I think on the set of a movie or something to do with show business, a 15-year-old young person who he kind of like, hey, so You know, you seem like a nice kid. You and your friend want to go to the Playboy Mansion, you know? And I guess that was there was supposed to be some event, and Cosby invites this 15-year-old, I guess she was 16 at the time, 16-year-old girl to the Playboy Mansion in 1975. The Los Angeles County Court yesterday delivered the verdict in favor of Judy Huff. She's now 64 and gave her $500,000. Jurors found that Cosby intentionally caused harmful sexual contact with Huff, that he reasonably believed she was under 18, and that his conduct was driven by unnatural or abnormal sexual interest in a minor. Jurors' decision is a major legal defeat for the 84-year-old Cosby. Now, as you know, a year ago, he was freed from prison despite being convicted because I believe there was a deal made to Cosby when he testified under oath years before in a civil trial that I think he lost. And they used the deal that was cut back then in the early 2000s. They said, all right, you cannot be harmed criminally by your words here in this. This is how he got freed from prison. So they cut a deal. He agreed to testify in that case. And then when the new attorney general in Pennsylvania got into office, he threw that out and then convicted him. And he went to prison for that. Well, that's why that was thrown out, because they didn't honor that, even though that makes sense. And I remember that the AD who did that, he was the asshole of the day on this show for even attempting that bullshit, and fucked up the whole case. It's a miracle that didn't come out earlier, but it took some time, and eventually his conviction was thrown out. He walks away free. In this one, Huth's lawsuit was one of the last remaining legal claims against him after his insurers settled many others against his will. Now, there's no doubt Bill Cosby is guilty as sin, but he got out on a technicality. But this one has been the last thing looming, and it doesn't sound like that big of a dollar amount for a guy who's probably worth like $300 million, but that's what's going on here. Cosby did not attend this in person, but short clips from the 2015 video deposition were played for jurors in which he denied any sexual contact with Huff. He continues to deny the allegation through his attorney and publicist. Jurors had already reached conclusions on nearly every question on their verdict form, including whether Cosby abused Huff and whether she deserved damages after 2 days of deliberations on Friday, but the jury foreperson could not serve further because of a personal commitment, blah, 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 blah. Cosby's attorneys agree that Cosby met Huff and her high school friend on a Southern California film set in April 75, then took them to the Playboy Mansion a few days later. Can you imagine being this 16-year-old Huff? You meet Cosby on a set. You're like charmed because of who he is. I mean, to have the nerve of steel that Cosby had, a 38-year-old man, hey, you want to go to the Playboy Mansion? Hey. I mean, my God. And if you're her, you're like starstruck. So you no doubt lie to your mom and dad and just say you're going to go ride bikes. Instead, you're going to go get fingered by Bill Cosby. Ugh. Huff's friend, Donna Samuelson, a key witness, took photos at the mansion of Huff and Cosby, which they used during the trial. So she's been hanging out of these pictures. Hey, here's you and Mr. Cosby just before he stuck his fingers in you. Huff testified that in a bedroom adjacent to a game room where the three had been hanging out, Cosby attempted to put his hand down her pants and expose himself and forced her to perform a sex act. Huff filed her lawsuit in 2014, saying that her son, turning 15, the age she initially remembered being when she went to the mansion, and a wave of other women accusing Cosby of similar acts, brought fresh trauma over what she had been through as a teenager. Translation, and you can't really dispute that. So, I mean, had I been in her shoes, that's very feasible and plausible. Now, if she does have other motivations, who cares? This still happened to her. Even if she said, yeah, I'm just here for the money. If she had come out and said, wasn't that traumatic, but he still stuck his fingers in me, so I'm going to sue him for $500,000. That's okay. You can do that. You can't, you don't have to be hurt. You don't have to be scarred for life. Okay? It still happened. It was still a crime committed against you. Huth's attorney, Nathan Goldberg, told the jury of 9 women and 3 men during closing arguments that, quote, my client deserves to have Mr. Cosby held accountable for what he did. Each of you knows in your heart that Mr. Cosby sexually assaulted Miss Huth, the attorney said. A majority of jurors apparently agreed, giving Huth a victory in a suit that took 8 years and overcame many hurdles just to get to trial. There's something really ridiculous in this coming up. Cosby's attorney, Jennifer Bonjean, during testimony, consistently challenged Huth and Samuelson over errors in details in their stories. So, obviously, this is many, many years ago, so some of the small bits and pieces didn't add up. So Bonjean was using that to say, well, then this didn't happen. Well, they got pictures of Bill Cosby actually sniffing his fingers, and they're saying, well, no, it did. So, yes, we might have botched some of these details, but it still happened. Specifically, this included the woman saying in a pre-trial deposition and police interviews that Samuelson, the friend, had, quote, played Donkey Kong that day. It was 1975. That game wasn't released until 1981. Hey, I know that. I'd say that's, I knew it as soon as you said it, the year that one was released. Ow! Bonjean made a big deal about this in what both sides came to call the Donkey Kong defense. So because the kid said, yeah, we were playing Donkey Kong, like in the testimony. Aha! Lying! Goldberg asked jurors to look past, this is the attorney for the chicks, asked the jurors to look past the small errors in detail that he said were inevitable in stories that are 45 years old and focus on the major issues behind the allegations. He pointed out to jurors that Samuelson had said games like Donkey Kong when she first mentioned it in her deposition. The Cosby lawyer began her closing arguments by saying all she's talking about is the fucking video game. Forget the fact that there's a proof and eyewitnesses to this. Cosby's lawyer is focusing on the video game. She starts by saying, it's on like Donkey Kong, and finished by declaring game over. That's so stupid. Huth's attorney reacted with outrage during his rebuttal. This is about justice, he shouted, pounding on the podium. We don't need game over. We need justice. And they got it. Cosby out $500,000. Bill Cosby net worth. Fuck. Despite not working, despite all the lawyer fees, $450 million. Fucking hey. What are you doing suing for $500,000? Imagine if they said, "Is this about the money, Miss Huff?" And she said, "Oh, yeah, it is. Absolutely. I want some of his money. He's still committed a crime. He's still stuck his fingers inside of me. I deserve that money." Yes, it's about the money. Of course it is, you idiot. I think that might be the last thing that he has to deal with. All right. Moving on. I talked recently on the show about the story about the lady who discovered it was a sculpture, a bust from the neck up of a dude at like a thrift store. And she's like, wow, something about this thing looks just marvelous. And then she took it she said, I think I want to buy this thing. All right, it says here $34. You sure you want this? Yeah, I do. And she took it home. And it turns out that this thing is older than Jesus. This thing was made in a time where it was BC. It's suspected. It is 1,000,000% priceless. And she found it in a fucking thrift store. I love this story. It's absolutely fantastic. And they did a nice long piece on it on CBS News. Oops, hang on. I got to start the whole thing over.
That a statue she bought in 2018 has a 2,000-year-old story about how you can find just about anything in a thrift store, from books to clothes, one-of-a-kind furniture. Well, a Texas woman was shocked to learn that a statue she bought in 2018 has a 2,000-year-old story behind it. Omar Villafranca decided to wrap his head around this mystery.
Shopping at this Goodwill boutique in Austin, Texas is like sifting for gold.
It's like luck, I feel like. You have to look.
Okay, I have, and I occasionally go to the one in town here. It's actually a Goodwill. I'm in and out in 1 minute every time. I am sick and tired of everybody telling me about the great things you can get at Goodwill. It's just like walking through my neighbor's fucking garage sale. Hey, who wouldn't want this videotape rewinder?
The gently used dresses and the kitchenware.
I am looking for whatever catches my eye and whatever works on any given day.
There are deeply discounted secondhand treasures to be found.
I found older the lithographs and silver dishes.
When antiques dealer Laura Young goes thrifting, she keeps her head on a swivel.
I'm looking for anything, first of all, that I love and anything that I think,
which is food,
you will love for your home.
Laura Young was roaming around these aisles looking for household treasures.
Oh, no.
When she saw something sitting on a lower shelf that caught her eye. You had a hunch that it was something.
Oh, yes.
Young was mesmerized. The details in the hair, the brooding look on the man's face.
There's a lifelikeness to the face.
But was this a masterwork of art or some relic of a college toga party? Young had to find out.
You try to pick it up, it weighs a lot. Definitely solid marble. The price is right, $34.99.
When you flip over and you see that it's $34.99.
Yeah, no questions. Immediately find a guy to pick it up.
Sold.
Yes. So I paid for it as quickly as humanly possible and had the same guy carry it out to the car for me. And I strapped him into the front seat of the car with a seatbelt.
With the bust belted into her car, she went home and started reaching out to experts. She sent pictures to academics and auction houses, trying to find out more about the stranger now sitting in her living room.
A couple of days later, I hear from Sotheby's auction house, and one of their specialists had actually identified the head as previously being part of the German-owned or Bavarian-owned state antiquities collection. It's like a movie or something. The backstory of this head is nuts.
Experts say the $35 Roman bust sitting in her home was a priceless piece of stolen art. The statue dates back to the late 1st century BC to the early 1st century AD and was part of the collection of King Ludwig I of Bavaria in Aschaffenburg, Germany. This picture was used to identify the bust and shows the museum where the statue once stood.
Wow. So if you're just listening to the audio podcast, and I'll link this story up so you can look at it on your own. It's like from 100 years ago in an actual museum. Remarkable.
And is a Roman art and provenance specialist at the San Antonio Museum of Art.
You hear stories sometimes of people finding an old copy of the Constitution behind another piece of art.
Mm-hmm.
Do they ever find ancient Roman busts at a Goodwill?
I've never heard of any antiquities, any ancient Roman, Greek, Egyptian, anything like that coming from a thrift store. Certainly not something as huge and obviously old as this.
But how the sculpture ended up in Texas remains a mystery. Experts believe an American soldier might have smuggled the bust back to the States after the King's Villa in Germany was bombed by Allied forces during World War II.
It couldn't be sold legitimately because it was known to have been stolen. And there are all sorts of war-related laws, like the Geneva Convention.
Okay.
So war looting is a war crime. And when you find something like this, you're not going to be able to sell it on the legitimate art market.
It never occurred to me that he could have arrived here by nefarious means. That being said, this is my first, piece of...
So it had to get into the Goodwill, though. Okay? Which is, people dropping shit off at the door, and some 17-year-old kid who hates his life, who was probably given the job because he attempted to rob a bank or something like that. He's trying to get his life together. He hates you. You got all this shit in your car, and you throw it there and say, yeah, can I get the receipt? He hands you a receipt. And then at tax time, the 2 bags of clothes that you donated, you write down 50 bags of clothes at $1,000 a bag, and you write that off on your taxes. Then you give the bus, hey, here you go, asshole, take this shit. So some dick had to drop it off. So there's someone paying attention to this story who's like, motherfucker, I just gave away a fortune. I want to talk to that guy. I want that asshole who's probably hanging on the end of a rope right now, dead, because he gave away a 2,000-year-old sculpture.
Of looted art that I've purchased.
Young can't talk details or compensation.
Oh, come on!
Returning the bus.
No, that's why I'm watching a story. I want to know how much this is worth. This should be worth at least $1 million, right?
Back to the German government, but not before the centuries-old sculpture remains on display.
She's giving it back to the Nazis.
At the San Antonio Museum of Art.
Fuck that. No, why would you give it back to them? You could sell it back to them. Okay.
Art for a few more months.
I had to drive down and see him in the museum.
Wow. Look at it says a Roman portrait from Germany and Texas, so they put a whole display out. That's the museum that was destroyed. And there's the actual, look at, you can see it here faintly, where this fucking thing was, and this is it now. God, that's incredible.
I got choked up just seeing.
I wonder if she sat on that face. She seems pretty broken up about losing it. She had to glaze it.
Other people see him and read the story. He was hidden in our house for almost 4 years, and just seeing other people appreciate him was amazing.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and for Young, this bust was head and shoulders the finest piece of art she's ever returned. For CBS Mornings, I'm Omar Villafranca in San Antonio.
First of all, what a masterful piece of art. The head looked particularly sad. It slumped over in the front seat of her car with the seatbelt on and the Goodwill sticker.
She knew she had something, just the fact that she strapped it in. The detail on the hair is interesting, but don't we want to know how much? You can't discuss details and compensation.
I want to know what she got.
Do you think that means because it's so much or because it's not a lot?
I think that means because it's so much.
Because it's so much, even though it was stolen?
Why would you give it back? Why would you reach out to...
Well, because you love art and you want it to be back in the country.
Oh, bullshit.
And it was stolen.
I like Nate there. Nate's like, yeah, why would you give it back? By the way, that's Nate Burleson. He was a terrific receiver for the Detroit Lions. Now he does TV. Now he's really good.
I'm going to do the right thing.
First of all, do you love her that much that you can do that to her, okay?
Yes.
On a hunt for things. It's not about me.
Can you imagine if the white guy said, oh, the black guy always wanted the money. Oh, shit. Oh, boy.
If protecting something this little is vital to
All
our
right,
future,
stop.
we need.
All right. That is incredible. I love that story. Jesus. Tell me how much money you got for that. Tell me the value. Oh, my God. All right. Hey, you might be able to find something like that in a dumpster diver's dumpster. I'll get to that in a second. Cameo.com/Eric Zane. Hire me on Cameo for $15. There is no one better on Cameo than your old pal Eric Zane. I think the last Cameo I did was the one for Stevie's birthday, which she asked me to do in the character of Jessica from Nashville, Tennessee. Hang on. Happy birthday, bitch! Motherfucker, if I was out there in Michigan with you, you know what time it is. Fireball! I love that motherfucker, man. I'd ride that fucker's face all day. That's Pitbull. Fuck yes, motherfucker. But anyway, girlfriend, happy birthday to you from Nashville, Tennessee. This is me, Jessica, wishing you a happy one. I love the fact that you're free spirit. You color your hair all in fucked up colors like you crazy lesbian bitches do upstairs in Michigan. And then your husband there, or your boyfriend, whatever the fuck he is, he's stoned to the bone all the time. Motherfucker looks like the Riddler with that fucked up looking hair. But I love you. Happy birthday, bitch. So anyway, I'm saying happy birthday to you. And Devil Bones Jessica motherfuckers saying happy birthday to you. So, all right, I love you, darling. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right. That's what you get on Cameo. Basically, you just tell me what to do, and off you go. Thank you. If you've signed up in the past, if you want to sign up on Cameo, cameo.com/Eric Zane. Comedy this weekend, Full House Comedy. You want to see Bobcat Goldthwait? FullHouseComedy.com for tickets. Dumpster divers. You have a dumpster delivered to your house for, you're cleaning shit out. Maybe it's time to thin the herd a little bit in the house here to throw out your 2,000-year-old works of art so that they can pick them out of the dumpster. They also do dumpster junk removal, okay? So if you're doing some type of work in the household, hey, I want all the drywall ripped off. Will you do that? They'll do that. Any type of junk removal that you need done, they take care of you at Dumpster Divers. Call or text 616-375-9962 or go to their website, dumpsterdiversllc.com, and you can order the dumpster right online. Many options there too for you based on your needs. Dumpsterdiversllc.com. Book online now. Dumpster rental. And then, as it goes, you got, that's Kyle there next to all of them, the small 10-yard dumpster, the 15-yarder, or the 20-yard dumpster. I always get the 20. Cost me about $280. And, it just, seriously, it's fantastic. It's cheaper than the other companies that do dumpsters because they have a price point lower on weight. The weight threshold is lower. If you order a dumpster from anybody else, they're going to have a weight threshold that you can't possibly attain with that size of dumpster, but yet you're paying for it. Know what I mean? DumpsterDiversLLC.com. 5 stars on their Google reviews. That is hard to do. Well done, Dumpster Divers. Last but not least, if you are without health insurance, there is an option for you. The federal government has done a terrible job at getting the word out about healthcare.gov. It kind of just happened. No one really took the time to explain how easy it is to get health care now for anyone who is not insured. Gone are the days when people say, well, yeah, I guess I just don't get medical coverage. No. You and your family need medical coverage. To get it, you will pay a lot less than you thought previously because there is a government subsidy to help you pay for that. Whether you're self-employed, between jobs, or if your employer does not offer insurance, reach out to Frank Fuss at My Policy Shop Insurance. He is a licensed independent insurance agent / broker who will walk you through healthcare.gov every step of the way and tell you exactly what you need to get you and or your family insured. Reach out and mention my name. He is free. Everything about him is free. He gets paid by the insurance companies. 616-914-4070. Or go to buyinsurancehere.com. Fill out the form, and the next thing you know, you're talking to Frank. If you're shy and a dumbass and you need someone to hold your hand through this, I will do that. Reach out to me, and I'll introduce you to Frank. It's that important. He's also the Medicare Advantage Plan expert. If you or someone you love is someone you know or love is getting ready to turn 65 or already is over 65, they need help with the Medicare. Okay? Have Frank do that. Again, doesn't cost you anything. He likes to have a vast number of people who are utilizing the Medicare system. And if you don't know, some people aren't even aware of this. Medicare is what you get for insurance from the government when you get old. That's what you pay for your whole life out of your paycheck. You pay for it leading up to it, and then you use it when you get old. That's how it works. Medicaid is for the indigent, the poor, or people who have disabilities. Medicare is for the elderly. Little Medicare, Medicaid 101 for you right there. Anyway, Frank's part of all that shit. He can help you out. 616-914-4070. Oh. That is my time today. Oh, my God, it went by so fast. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are awesome. You are awesome. It is time for the asshole of the day. It's brought to you by JM Synthetics and TC Paintball. Yesterday's assholes of the day were the soldiers of fortune in Ukraine. Walked out boarded the plane with their G.I. Joe starter kits and said, I'm going to go help those people, man. I'm going to go help them because I'm a fucking patriot. Yeah, but what about us here at home? What are we going to do? You're the earner, and your kids love you. We don't want you to go, I got brain damage, so that's what I got to do. And then they got there, and then 1 minute after they landed, they were captured. But that was yesterday. Today, the asshole of the day. Fashion issue at the gym. We had a young dude nearly dying on the bench press, painting the house. Melissa informed me there is something called a paint hook. Such great information. I'm so happy about that. What else did I talk about today? We had Dear Meathead. Okay. Well, it's got to be pointing at me. It's got to be fucking Bill Cosby again. A little lighter in the pocket is Bill. $500,000 later. That's your asshole of the day. And that is the Eric Zane Show podcast. In the books for, I believe, show 845 or something like that. 845, 46. Getting ever closer to a milestone of 850. We'll hit 900 this calendar year. Next calendar year, we will hit 1,000 shows. And that's 1,000 free shows and 1,000 Patreon shows. That's 2,000. That's a lot of shows. And I feel just as energized now as I did when I started it. And I thank you. It's because of you. And great audience members who support the show no matter what. Like Patriot Nick, who's just such a sweet soul. Been so helpful to me through thick and thin. And has never gotten to be, dramatic in any way or judgmental about what I do. He's always been sticking to your old pal Eric Zane. And for that, I'm thankful. Have a good one, folks. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, bench press. Adios, squat rack. Fare thee well, kettlebell.
Hey, Kellen, need a spot?
No, Jake from State Farm. I'm just saying goodbye to my pricey gym membership.
What? Don't give up what you love. State Farm has options like insuring your home and ride with great rates on both.
Nice. Hey, can I buy you a protein shake or a granola bar or...
For surprisingly great rates, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
Target has Laundry Day covered because they offer a great selection of concentrated Tide Pods to help with all your laundry needs. Tide Pods clean, freshen, and help rejuvenate your clothes with odor fighters and stain removers. Did you know Tide Pods clean better than the leading liquid bargain detergent? Tide Pods are powerful enough to make your whites white and your brights bright, even in cold water. Just toss in 1 Tide Pod for small loads, 2 for medium, 3 for large. It's that easy. For great value and convenient pickup options, get Tide Pods today at Target.